Hey everyone, how's it going? Shuffle's back here with another video, and today we're going to have another RTA fight of the night. I promised I would do these a little more often, so here we are. This was actually our very last fight of the stream tonight, and I thought it was a good one. It's against Cool Whip, who has been doing really, really well so far this preseason, and we've been fighting each other on and off quite a bit, but I thought this was a fun one. So let's just jump right over into the gameplay. If you guys want to Whoops. If you guys want to watch these fights, is this muted? Yeah. All right. If you guys want to watch these fights live, you can watch on Twitch, on twitch.tv/5fingershuffle. I go ahead here. This has been my standard ban so far with the Tywin pre-ban. He bans my Litica. Again, we know each other's units pretty well at this point. He has a really good Tywin, and he knows I like to cleave with my Litica, so those were the pre-bans. I do go right into the Alencia first pick, and he counters with SSB. Also, he goes Flurry. He went Flurry because I've been using my Rylet a lot. Despite that, I'm pretty sure I go the Rylet here anyway. Yeah, I went Rylet and FCC. That music's really choppy. Hold on, let me turn that off. There we go. All right, and then he comes in with the Ravi and the Raz to go with his Flurry, and I counter with Cecilia and Spectre. So at this point, he's got all single target because he finishes with Chloe. He's got all single target except for the SSB. I blocked the screen here so that he couldn't see who I was banning because he was in stream watching at the time. So I ban the SSB because he had all single target. He bans the Spectre because he had all single target and wouldn't have been able to deal with the Spectre. So we get to go double Cecilia with Alencia and Rylet into his pretty heavy sustain team with the Flurry, who has the defense break, with Ravi, Maid, and Flurry. Sorry, and Raz. So his Flurry actually outspeeds our Rylet. It gets first turn. Um, a lot of people bringing Flurry into him, and yes, it does prevent the first turn, but then what? We get a big defense break there. It's actually a huge defense break for us. Um, and we were very fortunate that he missed the crit there because we were defense broken. Um, if he does get that team up to crit from the Ravi, we're in big trouble. Here we now, because we're pretty fast, we get a chance to put up our defense buff and do huge damage to the Flurry. That Flurry almost dies there. Unfortunately, his maid did cut both of our Cecilias, so that does mean we're gonna have to kill her twice instead of killing her post revive. Um, but I do have both my Cecilias coming up now. So we put our immunity up, take Cecilia's first, or take Flurry's first turn. She comes back to life. We use our second Cecilia. We did get the big provoke there on the Ravi. I was debating not using this because I was worried that she was on seed and it might cleanse the provoke. Though we decided to use it anyway. Luckily, the seed didn't cleanse. But we didn't crit on the Flurry, which means she stays alive and gets the boost. He decides to go into his defense buff, which makes sense here. And now we can finally use our skill 3. Because they're defense buffed, I decided to use my skill 3 just to get rid of her. That way we don't have to worry about her boosting and healing anymore. And now we're in a pretty good spot. We're up. He's going to have a hard time killing us unless he gets a huge crit. We're up 4v3. We do have to deal with this maid, however. At least for the time being, we don't have to worry about the defense breaks. I do promise this fight has a crazy finish, so this part is where things slow down a little bit, but the finish to this fight is insane. We try and land the provoke there. We did land it, but it does get Crimson seeded. That does basically nothing to our Cecilia. Skill 1 does nothing. And we're going to continue to try and chip away at this maid. Unfortunately, that got resisted. I wouldn't mind landing the blind there, because it would prevent the stuns from the maid. Get a nice team up into the provoke on the maid. But because she was provoked, of course, she lands the stun. So didn't prevent that provoke, unfortunately. We missed the defense break. That does proc our Mind's Eye proc. I don't know if that was a good decision to go for that, but he's decided to try and get rid of my Alencia now. Funny thing happened there, if you missed it. He did his skill 2 from Raz, but his maid had an attack buff, and because she had the attack buff and Robbie didn't, the maid is actually what went into the team up with the Raz. Unfortunately for us, she gets another stun on our Lency there, but she's pretty fast, so she is able to get rid of her own defense break. She should probably be dead at this point if it wasn't for that weird combination of Chloe having that attack buff and teaming up instead of Robbie. He is going to be able to do this again. This time, because there's no attack buff, it does get the kill, so no harm, no foul there. He still ends up getting the kill. We do pop our skill 1 into the maid, and we're getting to the point now where they're getting really close to being able to revive again. I have my skill 3. There is only one person without immunity, but I really don't want that maid running free. And also, I need immunity because I don't want to risk him landing the defense break with the Raz. That's a really scary combination if he gets the defense break. That defense break, the defense buff on their part does trigger the Rylet Revenge. He counters into the Robbie, giving Robbie taking half her HP, which is kind of big because at this point I realize I only need that and his skill 3 to kill her, I mean, even with a defense buff, which is kind of an important piece of information to know. I go ahead here and I think I'm able to finish off the maid. This is where I'm kind of I'm pretty sure at this point I'm gonna win because I'm like, okay, I can go skill 3 and a counter. He has no heal. We should be fine. But he gets a big chunk of damage there on the Cecilia, and it makes things a little bit scary. We get a team up. It doesn't really do us all that much good there. But we are able to skill 3 here. I decide to burn into it because the Rylet burn is not very good. So decided to burn into it. We missed the crit on the Raz, but we get it on the Ravi. Didn't really do all that much though. We're now one turn away from our Rylet skill 3, and we've got that Raz down to almost no HP. He goes for the defense break. He gets the defense break and the attack into it, which almost wipes out our Cecilia there. We get another team up, but the team up doesn't kill. Luckily, we have our skill now. I decided to just skill 1 anyway, so that team up didn't really help us. So we get rid of him, and at this point, I'm thinking GG. But she still has her skill 3, so she's going to skill 3, kill our Cecilia, which means we wasted those souls, and get the revive. The revive goes into the Raz, which seems like it's bad for him. It seems like we should be good to go here, especially because Rylet has all his skills, his passive's ready. But he has his defense buff available on this turn, and then the following turn he has his defense break. So I really don't want him to be able to use his defense break. So I go ahead into him anyway, just to get rid of the skill prevent. He defense buffs into us, triggers our passive, which again we go into Ravi for the second time. And I think I'm good to go here because I know I have my skill 3. I just need a turn. I go over the skill 2. Didn't really do much for us there. He misses his crit. And now we know he's got his defense break. but he's going into 70% evasion. I'm not overly scared until he actually lands the defense break. Luckily, he proc Dreamblade. We survive with like 37 HP. And at that point, we're able to use our skill 3. Finally, we barely survive, which lets us kill this Ravi, and then we're able to clean up after that. But that was one hell of a scary defense break, and now it doesn't matter. Like, even if he kills Rylet, there's nothing he can do about it. Like, he can't solo the Cecilia. So we're able to bring this back. He does end up killing the Rylet out of spite, but we solo out the Raz, and it's GG. I thought that was a pretty crazy finish. That defense break from the Raz with the only 30% chance to land through evasion, plus whatever percent he's got on his chance to land defense break. So got the lucky defense break, but we survive anyway and get the win. And that is going to be it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that fight. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and join us on Twitch if you haven't already. I hope everyone has a good evening, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now, guys.